Remember that Mario Paint minigame with the flies?
Yeah,
Fly swatter?
It reminded
Where
me
he
of
used
that.
the fly swatter like an adult, and he didn't put him in his fucked up mouth.
And then he went and made a fucking entire
Yeah, I
song
think
out of
one of-
cat noises, like an adult.
Did I tell you guys I made the Rodney King trials in that game?
No.
Yeah, you could animate in that game, and I did the whole scene where the cops found him, and he had to fight them.
But you had to do that 4 frames at a time.
Yeah, it took a very long time.
So wait, so you did it 4 frames at a time. I assume you were recording it to video cassette.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
we
how
put it on
many
tape.
how many different looping 4-frame loops did it take to tell the story of Rodney King?
It probably took us a whole summer, and that was before. I think probably before the cops were acquitted or whatever. I assume.
Were you
the
hoping
cops
that you
were
could like
acquitted.
come to the aid of the trial? Like they're like we have
we have new technology that can simulate the
B.
crime.
yeah, Exhibit B. These children have animated this awful crime into Mario Paint.
So we've
for
lost the
Super
footage.
Nintendo Entertainment System.
We've lost the footage, but our 8-year-old Italian court stenographer sent in the videotape. Ba, 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 ba. Ignore all the frog noises.
They don't have a good bass. I had to use the frog. But you get what I'm saying. This is when they're hitting him with the club.
Halfway through, the cops turn purple, not because they're hurt, but because it looks cool.
Yeah, we used to have this.
And for some reason, small Mario is just walking in the background.
And that's the easiest way to do crowds.
Yeah.
Is just have 50 small Marios looking on in horror.
Where
we had this game that was like
This one has a dog named Yoshi.
it was Spider-Man the animated series like Cartoon Maker.
Oh my god, I had
Remember
that
thing?
too.
And it was like
Spider-Man Movie Maker.
It wasn't really animating because you would just take these like animated gifs that made noises and drag them around, but they're all really funny. And like Jameson was just like, he was like carrying a newspaper, and like the Kingpin, you drag him around, he just like walked really slowly, like,
And it just went boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And they had that same cop sound effect they put in everything. It was like 725 code 3105.
And it was like a cop with a mustache, like running full sprint.
And it would make a siren noise. I had this exact program.
Like I would buy that in a heartbeat if it was like, yeah, this is out for your iPad and you can upload it to YouTube. I'd be like, yep, I'm gonna start making animations now.
it was basically it was this PC game that had like 50 different, or not even 50. I'm being way too generous. 7 different preset characters that you could use as stamps, but also had their own like key, walk cycles to
And the
them.
Hobgoblin was just like hovering on a board. It was like,
Yeah. So you would pick a background, which would just be like invariably different
Trash
versions
cans.
of New York or some alleyway, and it would put it in this frame, and then you could put words in a box. It was just like, I want to make out with you.
wait, so did you also do like really fucked up, like
fucking horrible,
just weird, awful, like fucking sex cartoons with the characters?
No, Max, there's like very weird reasons why you and I are friends, and it's because we drove a very similar path through this fucking world of ours.
Yeah, that's really
Do they
bizarre.
still
Shoot
make
your hot web into my mouth. Shoot a rope.
759 and you know, it's really fucked up because like 15 years later I'd be watching a movie in theaters, and they would be like, yeah, Jessica was raped last night, and they'd be like, where is she right now? And it would cut over to her, and she'd be in this blanket, and she'd be crying, and it'd be like 7825 call 3105, and it would pull me right into Spider-Man Movie Maker, and I'd be like, oh, she wasn't raped.
I actually have the.
That's fucking horrible.
It's
I
really
have the
bad.
Spider-Man Movie Maker doesn't disprove anybody's rape.
No, that
Let's
sound
just put that down right
sound
now.
effect does.
I have that sound effect.
Why did we go down this
album
fucking
that
road?
is on?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called the Hollywood Edge.
Oh my god.
I had the Hollywood Edge collection.
Yeah, the Hollywood
Yeah.
Edge. It's on the Hollywood Edge collection.
Oh man.
Why would you have that as a child?
He was
I-
looking for a more extreme
No,
version
yeah,
of
I got it.
Hollywood
I got it. I got it in
Squares
college. I had a friend who worked at Carsey Warner, and I just
Was it so you could
there.
put like you wanted it for
Just have
animated
some-
it
movies?
was ridiculously expensive at the time. It was
Yeah.
like $200 per CD.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was insane, but it was
It's what actual studios use, which
For,
is why
like,
you
stock
hear-
sounds?
which is why you hear it all the time. Because if you buy it for $200, you can use it. So
I'm telling you, it's like the Wilhelm screamer. Once you hear
Yep.
it, you hear it everywhere. Like
Yeah.
that 7825
That-
call 3105. It's
So-
in fucking
Paging Dr. Kravitz. Dr. Kravitz.
This is the other one you'll
the
hear all
sound
the time.
effects for Worms World Party and GTA 2 are like forever burned in my brain because back like on my old PC, I would take the random little sound effect files and just use them for like Windows startup noises and like
or
aim-
mouse
aim them.
clicks or
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, here's a great question. Jonathan Sims says, what would your younger selves think of the comedy button?
Oh, dude, he would have changed the channel by now to some fucking bullshit Twitch artist.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think they would have liked this.
Younger selves, but I feel like I would have been into it. I'd be like, this is like a broken love line. This is great. This is terrible. I don't know.
I never masturbated in the Japanese suicide forest, so I think I wouldn't get the attention span of my own child.
Well, not our younger selves, the ones that have been time warped by the Jamie Lee Curtis disorder, but the fucking like our actual younger selves. Like if we found this show and I don't know. I feel like it's all our same. We are our younger selves. It's the same shit, you know.
I'd be like, what the hell's a podcast?
I actually probably would
go back to playing Mega Man.
I would have really liked. I would have been proud. Actually, I would have really liked it because this is the type of shit I was doing when I was a kid. Straight up, it was just me and a bunch of my friends, and we would just sit around and talk shit to each other. And then we would get the teacher's handbook, and we prank call the teachers, try to get their husbands to divorce them and such. All sorts of pranks and mischiefs.
Yeah, I've kind of been recording weird like fart sound effects and awful sounds and like microphone computers for most of my life.
Exactly. You would have told me to take a break from Spider-Man Cartoon Maker and to listen to these. Be like, I want to show you some shit from the future. 7925. For those of you who are Spider-Man fans,
7825 code 6,
and do not know the magic of Spider-Man Cartoon Maker, man, I don't know where to begin. In the 90s, they came out with a PC program.
Jesus Christ,
there was
fucking thing.
Effectively,
we've talked about this.
It was like a make your own webtoons kit that came together, and it was basically you picked backgrounds and then you picked different characters and you could type in like letters and words and sentences, and each one of these characters had very short, like looping, rudimentary, almost GIF animations.
And you'd have to just drag the mouse across the screen, so you could make just like the Kingpin just walk really fast across the screen
and then jump,
big, like saunter. I'd be like, brum, 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 brum.
So you basically dragged and dropped characters and items.
It was like animated rubber stamps, sort of, and you could like kind of record cartoon. It didn't make any fucking
animated
sense.
Rubber stamp is a perfect way of putting it, because you could just fill the screen with explosions all the time, and you could make Spider-Man come webs and all this other shit. It was horrible, but we all played it because there was not a lot going on back then.
Did that come for free in like a cereal box or something? Like,
why did so many of us have it?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
We used to play the shit out of that.
I want to say it definitely came for free in something, unless they had it like
my buddy Chris, who went to SVA for animation.
Right.
He got started doing that shit.
That's fucking amazing.
And then he started, pirating Flash MX 2004.
No, you and I were talking about this at work a couple years ago, and Mike Pereira, who used to write for IGN and now writes for Nintendo, kind of picked his ears up and he's like, "Oh shit, Spider-Man Cartoon Maker!" It's like one of those weird things that it connects a bunch of people. People just remember it. So I think it was either in like a freeware set or it was at the checkout line.
Yes. You got the J. Jonah Jameson sound effect on there?
No. I just have.
You just pulled up the sound of the.
Well, no, because I know it's called Liberty 285 Code 6 105 North Avenue.
The thing about
52.
Spider-Man Cartoon Maker, there are only like 4 songs in the whole game, and they're only like 3 seconds long, and one of them was like, and then it would just stop. So you would have to just keep looping it, and it all sounded like somebody singing music to you through like 6 tin cans.
That was the. That was the music you would use. That's the
Help!
And that's like a man just walking around with his arms in the air. Yeah. There's one with like Aunt May that's like a weird like whistling sound. Oh, that's awful. Was that the Green Goblin?
No,
was it the spider?
In this one, it was.
Oh my God!
It was a masked robber.
Is there one that's like, with great power comes great responsibility?
No, there were only a few that had like speech. They were mostly. Oh, that's awful. Is that Mary Jane, or is that?
No, it was a black guy walking across the room.
Okay. Yeah, so this is probably really weird to
now
listen
he's
to.
On fire.
Okay, this sounds like East German performance art at this point, but we used to make these fucked up cartoons where fucking Flash Thompson would come out and he'd be like, duh, 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 and then like the Rhino would come out and be like, bum, 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 bum. They'd have like weird, awkward fuck sex, and
there's
then, a giant neon rainbow paintbrush would show up in the sky and write like gay, and then like pumpkins would explode. Aunt May.
Mm-hmm. There's this.
I love that you knew her sound right away.
Is that
the Hobgoblin?
Is that the Hobgoblin?
Yeah, and he just lit her on fire.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we used to make these fucked up like.
Help!
This was like
sounds like a man
this
cat.
was like the earliest precursor to making like fucked up GTA kill montages.
Yep. Fuck, that's so funny.
I missed that fucking.
There's this
Oh, it's Mary Jane Watson.
Oh yeah, no, she had porn music.
She just said, "I'm pregnant."
Yeah.
Peter walked towards her and then walked away.
Yep.
And now she got.
Oh wait, I think I actually made this one.
She just got hit by a dump truck.
Yeah.
Here comes Venom.
Fuck yeah, Venom. He's great.
Venom made fax machine noises.
If they started having like these sound effects in the Venom movie, I'm
And he's
100%
doing,
on
like-
board.
Oh, here comes Rhino.
What's that? Just like a slow
I think
dog?
that one's broken. I think they're moving him really slowly.
They were moving him very slow.
Welcome to our Spider-Man radio
Anyway,
drama
okay.
podcast.
The Spider-Man cartoon maker.
How
the
will
offi-
Spider-Man
the
get out of
official
this
radio
one?
drama? Hell yeah, rock and roll music.
In our
Okay.
last episode, Spider-Man was on the ropes fighting
really-
Doc Ock.
I want to challenge myself and try to make a beat out of some of the sound effects in this. I
really
do-
should.
I really should.
They're great. All right, get that
Get
that
out of
All
here.
right, okay. Good God.
Did you guys have Storybook Weaver?
Oh
Do you remember that?
I remember that. I had friends.
Storybook Weaver.
Yeah, so it was basically
Was that like Loom?
No, so it was a collection of 16 like gorgeous 16-bit sprites that you could effectively patch together or collage together
Yes.
to make panels in a story, and at the bottom you could type out like a passage for each page, and then you could print them out and make your own story.